Getting you started with breaking news as we join you right here at noon. The Tampa Bay Rays just released renderings showing the ballpark, and they want to build this on the Dale Mabry campus at Hillsborough College. And this is it. This is what we're talking about right here. This is the first time we're getting a look at the proposal. And you can see right here, the stadium has a clear roof on it. So there's more to this. According to the Rays, the surrounding area will be a mixed-use development. The team says the cost of that ballpark will be shared between the team, the county, and the city. The cost of the broader development will be all privately financed, though. The team also says these are just initial renderings. It could all change based on more studies and public and private feedback. Also, the team is now offering early access to seating in that proposed ballpark. That requires a deposit of $19.98. Right now, we are working to post more information for you about that part of the story on 10tampabaynews.com. We are also expecting an update on the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. In about an hour, we'll have that for you. She is the mother of morning show anchor Savannah Guthrie. Officials say she has not been seen since Saturday night. You can watch that news conference live right here on the 10 Tampa Bay News app. Meantime, I want to show you this right here as we take you outside for a live look at St. Pete. Gray skies, and that's been the case for a better part of the morning. Meteorologist James Hopkins standing by with a look at your weather impact forecast. James.
It is getting close, and what I'm talking about is the sunshine. As you can see offshore, there is the breaks in the clouds. That's going to bring us that sunshine. There's the sun. Again, not over us just yet, but we are going to get some sunshine as we go throughout your afternoon, as that shower activity is all now pushing its way towards the East Coast. A little left behind there for Polk, Highlands, Hardy, DeSoto County, but that is all again moving its way out. There's the cold front has pushed its way completely through the area now, and the winds are going to be picking up as we go throughout your afternoon. Still a little bit of low-lying cloud cover out there, but all in all, just kind of dreary. As you can see, actually some of the cameras aren't even working now. Downtown Tampa looking a little bit better, and you can see in Clearwater, you can start to see a little bit of that blue sky peeking its way through. But look at the winds now. 20 Brooksville with a gust of 29, a gust of 28 Tampa, 29 St. Pete, 32 for a gust in Sarasota. This is going to continue for the rest of the day today. That's going to usher in that colder air. Temperatures mid to upper 40s to the north. There's your 54 to 56 for Tampa to St. Pete. And that's probably most of the warmer spots are about 56. Now, when the sun comes through, we might warm up a degree or two, but that's going to be about it. Again, most of us will stick to the mid 50s. The warmest air has already passed. That was early this morning. But skies will clear out. We'll see mostly clear skies as we go throughout. Even if you're heading out, Panthers versus the Bolts are coming to town. It's still going to be breezy, sunshine, and 53 at 5 p.m. When you get done, you're going to be in the upper 40s. More cold air coming in tonight. A cold weather advisory for almost the entire area with a freeze warning to the north. More on that coming up.
Happening right now, preparations for one of St. Pete's biggest events, the St. Pete Grand Prix. This is the 22nd year for that event, too, and crews are working to transform those downtown streets into a racetrack. That means construction, road closures, and traffic changes all coming to the waterfront out there. And Sarah Rosario live for us near Albert Whitted Airport with the latest. Hey, Sarah.
Hi, Frank. So great to see you. Well, as you mentioned, we are now in the 22nd year of the Firestone Grand Prix here in St. Petersburg, and this is the moment where St. Pete city officials and race organizers really start to shift gears. And just moments ago, they just ended a press conference here. They got the cars out here. They got local racers out here as well. And they laid out the plans with how they're going to start making this construction process happen. They've been doing it for so many years. They're so familiar with how to turn the streets of downtown St. Pete into an awesome racetrack. All eyes on the city of St. Pete as we kick off that IndyCar series. And so starting next week, that's when things are really going to start to go into full gear here. Planning ahead, Frank, as always, is going to be key to getting around downtown St. Pete because it is going to impact the drive for so many people. City leaders are going to be updating traffic and construction regularly. In the meantime, they're telling drivers to just follow those signs posted. But it's going to be a great time. For now, though, reporting live here in St. Pete, Sarah Rosario, 10 Tampa Bay News.
All right, thank you, Sarah. And guess what? As we honor Black History Month, a new exhibit at the St. Pete Museum of History showcasing the civil rights movement on display. Powerful, rare images showing the local fight right here for equality. That includes lunch counter sit-ins, wade-ins to protest segregation at local beaches.
The only beach for the African American population was the South Mole Beach, which was the tip of DeMan's Landing. And the word beach, you have to use pretty liberally, because the beach was about 20 yards wide. The rest of it was rocks, and you had to climb over the rocks, more rocks to get to the beach, and it was just awful.
Sounds like. And the museum is also offering a trolley tour to show you all the areas named in this exhibit that we're talking about. The next tour, Saturday, February 28th. And 10 Investigate sat down with the museum's executive director to talk about the push to desegregate Florida pools and beaches and the disparities that historical barrier actually created within the black community. It still stands today. You can stream Take Me to the Water right now on the free 10 Tampa Bay News app. Coming up, Tampa is expecting driverless cars to hit the roads pretty soon, but some are concerned about the safety of these vehicles. What those CEOs have to say in just 2 minutes. Also, America's sunniest celebration, the State Fair, now in full swing. We will take you inside for a look at the food, the festivities, and all of the fun. Just a hit right here on 10 Tampa Bay News.
Streaming live on 10 Tampa Bay Plus. This is 10 Tampa Bay News.
Back with a traffic alert for you today. Part of a popular street in Ybor City is shutting down today. Crews are closing 7th Avenue between Central and Nebraska Avenues. You see it right there on the map. That's for overhead bridge demolition. The road will temporarily reopen tomorrow before it closes again on Sunday. Then it will stay closed through the end of the month. Right now, both Tesla and Waymo autonomous vehicles are set to hit Tampa streets pretty soon. But today, CEOs of both companies testifying on Capitol Hill defending the safety of their driverless vehicles. While the CEOs say their technology saves lives, they also admit it is a work in progress. At least 24 times in the last year, Waymo's failed to yield to school buses in Texas. Senator Ted Cruz asked Waymo's chief safety officer, what will change?
How do you verify that these changes will protect school bus riders moving forward?
And we are working with the Austin Independent School District to collect data on different lighting patterns and different conditions. And we're continuously learning and improving, because our work is safety is never done.
Lawmakers are looking to build legislation to regulate the rollout of autonomous vehicles and set a safety standard. Waymo and Tesla say it's really imperative that the U.S. moves quickly here to prevent China from taking the lead. Today, Clearwater continues to consider whether it will take control of its own electric systems. The city is now considering municipalizing its power after a study for the city showed it could save ratepayers millions of dollars. So on Wednesday, city leaders and the president of Duke Energy discussed the proposal.
We were mainly presenting some ideas, some things we thought could be done differently as a city, and Duke listened.
They're laying out some things that are important to them, and that's allowing us to really have the dialogue that we need to have.
This was the first meeting about the proposed change. Another one is planned next week, and when it comes, ads around the city are warning leaving Duke could raise your electric bills. Clearwater's mayor says they are evaluating the impacts of the community. Right now, we are taking you live out to St. Pete. You see the trop right there in the distance, and you also can't miss this, the overcast out there. That cold front, it's here.
Mm-hmm. You see that tiny bit of blue sky out there?
I don't see anything.
It's about that big.
No,
We're going to see more. And that's the good news. Once these clouds get out, we're looking at an extended period of sunshine. Right. Just got to deal with one more cold morning before we have a nice warm up. It's going to take us a few more days till we get back to what we had yesterday, which was low to mid 70s across the area. And again, that's where we're supposed to be this time of year. It's going to take us at least through the weekend to get back to that. But you see what's off to the west. That's a blue sky out there. That's on your satellite. Your radar shows the shower activity still exiting the area, moving its way to the east coast. We do have a little bit left over for Polk, Highlands, Harding, DeSoto counties, but that's it. Back behind that, again, there is your clearing skies and your winds, really. The winds are going to be picking up a little bit more through the afternoon. You see all that cloud cover out there. Clearwater, I saw a few breaks earlier, but again, it's going to be a little while before we get an abundance of sun. Temperatures are in the low to mid 50s, and we'll see mid 50s as we go throughout your afternoon. Look at your future cast, and again, here comes the sunshine, and it will eventually push all the clouds out with that northwest flow. And then we'll see that wind gradually dying down tonight, but a lot of sunshine for your Friday. So here's your winds picking up, winds gusting into the 30s. We've already seen some of that. We're going to see more of that as we go throughout your afternoon, through the evening commute into the overnight. Then we'll gradually see the winds dying down into early Friday morning. And it's going to be cold. So for today, about 56, 57 degrees. Again, once we get some of that sun, that 20% is here for the next couple of hours, and then that will move out. But decreasing clouds, and again, it's going to be breezy. Your marine forecast, small craft advisory, seas at 4 to 8 feet, and the bay is rough. Tomorrow we go down to a moderate chop, but still not the best day there. Tonight, 43, mostly clear, a cold night. And we do have a cold weather advisory for almost everybody, as you can see here, except for coastal Pasco County. But inland, and as you can see there in Citrus, there is that freeze warning that goes until 8 a.m. So most of us are going to stay above freezing. And of course, around the water, well above freezing. We're going to stay in the low to mid and even some upper 40s. But inland areas, mid to upper 30s. Here's where we're going to see the potential, where we typically do. East of Crystal River through Brooksville and Dade City, or should be the coldest as we go through the overnight. And it's really only for one day because we'll be warming back up as we go into Saturday morning. So for tomorrow, this is kind of a nice trend, though. As you can see, we are going to have a nice weekend, upper 60s for the weekend, supposed to be at 73. We have a dry cold front coming through Saturday. That's what's going to hold that temperature at 68 for your Sunday. Then we do rebound. Next week is looking nice. We'll start at 70. And then we're in the low to mid 70s Tuesday all the way into next weekend. We do have another cold front towards the end of the week. But again, it doesn't look nearly as strong as the one that moved through for Gasparilla weekend. Here's your 7-day forecast. Again, you got the Bolts playing tonight. You'll be in the low 50s when that starts. But sunshine, and then sunshine, as you can see, Friday through the weekend, the bulk of next week as well. There's your beautiful weekend. And there's the noticeable difference with that cold front. Saturday morning, low to mid 50s. Sunday morning, low to mid 40s. So that's the big drop. But your daytime high is still at 68, and there is next week, starting at 70, and then we'll hold those mid 70s all the way through Friday. It's going to be a nice week next week.
All right, thank you, James. And guess what? Our weather team is streaming live twice a day with those in-depth forecasts for you. You can watch them on that free 10 Tampa Bay News app every morning. You just saw one, 11:30, then again every afternoon at 4:30. Happening today, the Florida State Fair opens its gates. Active or retired military, first responders, law enforcement, and medical personnel all get in there free with your ID. You have to bring that. It is Heroes Day. So this is what it looks like behind the scenes there. This year's theme is America's Sunniest Celebration. The fair honors America's 250th birthday.
This is the largest traveling Ferris wheel in the world. It's 230 feet tall. It's the official America 250 wheel, and we're so fortunate to have it debut here at the Florida State Fair.
Fair leaders say they have worked all year long with the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office and local fire crews to help keep people safe out there. Right now, tickets are available for you online. Gates opened up a little more than an hour ago, 11 o'clock. All right, we're talking about the Super Bowl and how law enforcement is ensuring safety. All the details for you straight ahead.
Transmission running rough? Get it checked for free at AMCO.
Businesses invite you into their store to spend money so they can make a profit. This means that under the law, they have a duty to maintain a safe premises.
Whether it's a leak on the floor, bad lighting, an item falling off a shelf, or if you're attacked on the premises, it doesn't matter.
Stores have a legal duty to keep you safe on their property.
Our responsibility at Farrah & Farrah is to protect you when they don't.
Welcome back. Right now, thousands of fans are rushing into the San Francisco Bay Area for the Super Bowl at Levi's Stadium. Also, dozens of law enforcement agencies are huddling to protect folks. Gwen Baumgartner has more from San Francisco. Also, the NFL is warning fans out there to be mindful of the security. Avoid bringing guns, fireworks, or bags and backpacks that don't meet requirements. Law enforcement says the public should report any suspicious activity. Allegations against one of the largest sneaker brands out there. why several people are calling for accountability from Nike. All the details just ahead.
They made every effort not to let us come to the beaches.
And a group of whites attacked a racially mixed group of demonstrators.
Same water flowing back and forth, but there was a need to segregate the water. But it wasn't the water, it was the people, to segregate the people.
We were removed from access, and then over generations, the removal of that access just created a gap in learning how to swim.
For years, members of my community have been left out when it comes to swimming.
I want them to learn the history.
We could not wait until things was given to us. We had to push.
Back with a look at your top headlines in consumer news this afternoon. The U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission investigating Nike following claims that white workers were discriminated against because of the company's diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, DEI. In a court filing, the EEOC claims that Nike may have engaged in a pattern or practice of treatment against white employees, applicants, and training program participants with respect to hiring, promotion, workplace development, and layoffs. A Nike spokesperson called the probe a surprising and unusual escalation after already providing data to the EEOC. Nike also says it is committed to fair and lawful employment practices. Also, this right here, Mondelez International is expanding its recall of Chips Ahoy Baked Brownie Bites Brookie. The company says an incorrect mixing process caused small clumps of cornstarch to form in the recalled products, which, by the way, could pose a choking hazard, especially for young children and the elderly. The Food and Drug Administration is urging consumers not to eat those products. A full list of recalled batches with dates and item codes is on the FDA's website. And Coca-Cola announcing it is canning its Minute Maid frozen juices. This is after 80 years. The company says its canned frozen juice products will discontinue in April due to shifting customer preferences. Coca-Cola says it will focus on its fresh juice products instead. And just ahead, St. Pete leaders are preparing for the Firestone Grand Prix. Sarah Rosario going to join us with the latest details in just minutes.
Watch Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins weeknights on 10 Tampa Bay News. Streaming live on 10 Tampa Bay Plus, this is 10 Tampa Bay News at noon.
Big thanks for joining us at 12:30. I'm Frank Wiley. Sarah Rosario going to join us in just minutes live, too. She has the top story this afternoon ahead of big traffic changes in St. Pete. This as crews get ready for the St. Pete Grand Prix. That race kicking off the Indy Car Series, and city streets going to be turned into a big racetrack. Traffic anchor Sarah Rosario, right there, a windy scene right there for you. As the traffic anchor, Sarah, you know what all these changes to construction really does to drivers who are not in the big race every single day.
Oh yeah, Frank. It's cold right now. I know we'll get to James here in a moment. He'll tell us about the weather. It is windy as well, but we're talking about the traffic, and in just a couple of days, this area here of downtown St. Pete is going to be turned into a race course. It's something that is going to take some time, but now they've been doing it for 22 years, and so they know what to do. And so we just want to make sure that all of our drivers are prepared for what's going to be happening in the streets of downtown St. Pete, because a lot of roads are going to be closed, and we want to make sure that you know what to expect.
A hoax prompting the lockdown of two Miami-Dade schools Wednesday morning. Authorities responding to Christopher Columbus High School and St. Brendan Catholic School and its school campus after a report of a potential armed suspect out there. School staff receiving a phone call, even notifying police about this. Officials conducting a thorough sweep of both schools, but no active shooter and no threat was found. Authorities later determined this was a hoax.
It was scary, but after a while we realized that, like, we think it's a fake, and if we haven't heard anything yet, then we can just assume that we're okay.
This morning, the man convicted of 5 felony counts after trying to assassinate President Donald Trump has been sentenced to life in prison. All of this happened at a Florida golf course back in 2024. Prosecutors said Ryan Ruth should receive the maximum sentence. They also said Ruth never showed any remorse or regret. That sentence included enhanced time in jail for federal terrorism charges.
I think the judge may have mistakenly applied the federal crime of terrorism enhancement, and that will be probably the leading issue on appeal.
Ruth tried to take his own life after being convicted back in September. He asked the judge to be placed in a federal prison with an estate that allows for assisted suicide. The U.S. Justice Department now feeling the pressure. This after reports from Epstein survivors that their private information was revealed in the latest release of those documents. Officials say they acted swiftly to fix the errors, and attorneys are representing those survivors. They say they reached a resolution over those concerns. But there is also concern for what some are calling the over-redaction of important details, namely people believed to have aided Jeffrey Epstein. MJ Lee reports. House Speaker Mike Johnson says Wednesday that President Trump should not have to testify in that investigation. The president's name appears more than 1,000 times in the Epstein files released by the Justice Department. Coming up, new details released on the lasting impacts of obesity. We're tracking your latest health headlines. 3 minutes away.
Celebrating Black History Month, we're spotlighting pivotal moments from our past that help us understand our present. Through the early 1960s, Mercy Hospital in St. Pete was the only hospital for African Americans. It had no pharmacy and no laboratory, and often had to use secondhand equipment. Despite this, staff provided quality health care for those in need. Mercy Hospital was also the site of protests against the segregation of other hospitals during the Civil Rights Movement. Today, it is a protected historic building.
Watch Courtney Robinson weeknights on 10 Tampa Bay News.
Businesses invite you into their store to spend money so they can make a profit. This means that under the law, they have a duty to maintain a safe premises.
Whether it's a leak on the floor, bad lighting, an item falling off a shelf, or if you're attacked on the premises, it doesn't matter.
Stores have a legal duty to keep you safe on their property.
Our responsibility at Fair and Farah is to protect you when they don't.
10 Tampa Bay News at 11. The latest breaking news and weather, keeping you informed on what matters most, helping you prepare for tomorrow. Watch 10 Tampa Bay News at 11 and stream on 10 Tampa Bay Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
The 10 Tampa Bay weather team is here to deliver forecasts focused on you. With weather impact alerts to warn you about severe weather, our team is the most equipped and experienced to help you prepare and keep you safe.
Download 10 Tampa Bay Plus on your TV and watch for free. Streaming live on 10 Tampa Bay Plus. This is 10 Tampa Bay News.
Tampa International Airport revealing the final design for its Airside D. The airport says it completed the design phase for the terminal. 10 Tampa Bay News reporter Eric Glasser explains. By the way, the airport also called for artists to expand the airport's art collection into the new terminal there. Between now and March 19th, artists can apply to participate. I want to take you outside for this right here, a live look at Bayshore Boulevard, where you can see, if you look closely, a little bit of sunshine there, but I know one thing we do see is the palm trees and the flags flapping in the wind.
Again, I do have good news for you, extended forecast. If you liked yesterday, it's not going to take us too long to get back to that.
Okay.
Temperatures were in the 70s yesterday. It was feeling perfect, and that's what we talk about when the groundhog sees 6 more weeks of winter. That's the kind of winter we like, because that is our typical winter around here. And again, that was yesterday, not today. Today we're dealing with some dropping temperatures and some breezy conditions behind the cold front. You see the shower activity has now moved its way all off on the east coast there, really the heavier rain. A little bit of light shower activity back behind it and still that cloud cover, but you can see here where we're finally getting to see some of that sunshine. And there's the cold front. It's going to push everything off of the east coast as it moves further away. There it is. Look at Clearwater Beach. Look at all that blue sky out there. So again, this is going to be the trend for the rest of the day. You're sitting at 52 degrees, and now downtown Tampa starting to see some of that sun overlooking Benchmark, and you're sitting at 54. And again, now that the sun is out, might warm up a couple degrees, but that's going to be it before the colder air starts to come in. So there's the sunshine, there's the clouds pushing out. And again, for the rest of the day today, it's not going to be too bad. It's just going to be windy. Then the winds gradually die down in a nice day tomorrow. There's your wind gusts into the 30s for most spots. Already been seeing this as we go throughout your midday. It kind of peaks about the time we get to the evening commute, then will gradually die down into the overnight and for tomorrow morning. So for the rest of the day today, anywhere from about 55 to 57. So decreasing clouds, winds. There's your northwest wind about 15 to 25. And we do have a small craft advisory. The Gulf temperature is only 57 degrees. And the bay is rough. Seas about 4 to 8 feet because those winds are going to be about 15 to 25 knots. Tomorrow, still about maybe 10 to 15 knots. But it'll go from rough to moderate chop. 43 for tonight, mostly clear, just a cold night, as we have a cold weather advisory for almost everybody but coastal Pasco. And you see inland Citrus, there's that freeze warning that goes until 8 a.m. But just some cold weather across the area, nothing like what we saw for the first 3 days, were a Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday morning where we had these, we had Brooksville at 17, I think it was Tuesday morning. So the day, but we do rebound. Tomorrow, not much of a rebound, 62. There were some spots that were pretty close to that before the sun came up this morning, but it will be sunny. The winds won't be nearly as bad. And there's your 62, which is about 11 degrees below average. But there's your good news. So we do have a cold front coming in. It's going to come in dry. It does knock us back down to a chilly Sunday morning, but then there's your lows into next week, and then here's the highs. There's your 62 tomorrow, upper 60s. So there's the cold front. Keeps your highs at 68, but then we start to warm. 70, 74, 76. There's 3 days of 76, which is going to be nice. So we do get back to some warmer weather. 7-day forecast shows, again, that sunshine, and that's really going to be the big deal starting tomorrow, actually really starting this afternoon, but all the way into next week, we're going to see a lot of sunshine. Might not even see but 1 or 2 clouds for the weekend. There's your difference between Saturday and Sunday morning. But again, next week, a nice warm up back to the 70s.
All right, thank you, James. You know, February is American Heart Month, and today is Health Minute. Mandy Gaither explains why doctors say many patients don't know their cholesterol options. Just ahead, taking a final look at your forecast right here for the Bay Area so we can get you ready for the rest of your day. Promised you weather, but first I want to get to this, a wow moment for you. For some folks, falling in love can be frightening, and if that is the case, there is a haunted house in Colorado's Sweetheart City that's based on Cupid's special day. Volunteers participate in a fake late 1800s haunted manor wedding night. It doesn't end in a happily ever after, but the money raised from it does help Find Your Light, the company and the community theater behind these haunts. If you're planning to take a trip to Colorado to check all of this out, Loveland's Haunted Manor is open the next 2 weekends. Folks can also get married in the haunted house, $175. Keep your receipt. And in London, those red double-decker buses are adding a playful twist as they cruise the city streets out there. Bus drivers are using bubble guns to lift the spirits by filling the bus and streets with that right there.
Interesting.
The bubbles. You got to smile when you see those.
Exactly. Always in good fun, right?
Yes, indeed. All right, so this passes and we're all good.
Yeah. We got one more cold morning.
Okay.
And then we're all good.
We're checking them off.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to see more sunshine, as you can see out there overlooking Benchmark. Looking pretty good. And again, with a little bit more sun, we'll warm up just a little bit, not much, but you're 55 right now. You might warm up to maybe 56, 57 before those temperatures start to drop. And again, it's breezy out there. You see your satellite radar. The shower activity is pushing its way off to the east, and we're getting a little bit more sun. So when you pick up the kids from school, you're going to see those mid-50s, a little bit more sunshine. Again, cool and breezy. And don't forget the Panthers coming to town to take on the Bolts at Benchmark International at 5 p.m. 53 with sunshine, clearing skies, and you'll be in the upper 40s when you get done. So definitely need to take that jacket. But look at that weekend, sunny and 68.
All right, thank you, James. Next up, we are expecting an update on the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. She is the mother of morning show anchor Savannah Guthrie. She hasn't been seen since Saturday night. You can join me live when that starts right here on our 10 Tampa Bay News streaming app. That is expected to start in less than 1 minute, 1 o'clock. Thanks for checking us out right here. Don't go far. We'll be back in just seconds.
Watch Dave Wagner weeknights on 10 Tampa Bay News.